Nobody wants President Newsom either. Nobody believes in that guy. That guy con everything he did in California, from trying to mandate vaccines for kids, being caught public without a mask and lying about the fact that he was outdoors.
Yeah.
Nobody believes in that guy. He's just a politician, just a stone cold, narrative-driven politician. Nobody thinks he's a real human. Whether you like Trump or not, whether you think he's corrupt or not, that's a human being. You know what that guy is. Same thing with RFK Jr. Whether you believe that he's correct about vaccines or whether you believe his policies would be effective, and you know that's a human being. With Newsom, you've got like this construct, this cardboard cutout of a person. I don't think people...
What happens when Gavin Newsom's big ego crashes right into Joe Rogan's real and honest words? It's not just a debate, it's a wild explosion that made all of California super embarrassed. Rogan didn't just question Newsom. He turned him into a live example of how to fail big time. Every word out of Newsom's mouth dripped with fake smiles, Botox, and nonsense, like melted wax under a bright light. This wasn't really a debate. It was a crash of huge egos. And poor Newsom? He didn't stand a chance. He showed up to a firefight with only a tiny water gun, hair gel, and too much confidence. By the end, all his shine had melted away.
When Gavin Newsom talks about California, he's like, I'm very big on California, very bullish on California. Hey, bro, they're all moving. The only reason why they don't move is because it's too difficult to move. It's too expensive to leave versus all the bullshit with all the permits and all that. It's too expensive.
Gavin Newsom's political career feels like a weird mix of green smoothies, fake pride, and empty promises. Every morning, he looks in the mirror and acts like he deserves an award just for being alive. Meanwhile, California keeps burning, flooding, and sinking under heavy taxes and bad rules. Then comes Joe Rogan, the podcast guy who loves hunting, eating elk, and speaking his mind. His microphone is sharper than a knife. And you know things are bad when Rogan, a guy who can talk for hours about saunas, decides that Gavin is the perfect clown to roast in public. What followed wasn't really a debate. It was like watching Rogan take Newsom apart word by word, right in front of everyone.
Well, the whole state is just so poorly managed. It's so frustrating and confusing, and then he gets on TV and pretends like everything's great. And California is the best. We have the best state. We have the most amazing economy. Like, you're out of your mind, dude. You've ruined this state. Personally ruined it.
If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So, Gavin walks around like California is America's VIP club, and he's the fancy doorman with shiny hair and fake confidence. But let's be honest, he's not a leader. He's more like a game show host who accidentally walked into politics. His cities are falling apart one pothole at a time, each hole big enough to dig for ancient treasure. But who cares about roads when you can host fancy eco-events with tiny quinoa burgers and recycled air? It's like watching a TV show where fashion always beats common sense, and regular people have to pay the price.
Did you see the governor talking about what to do with the land of all these homes that have been burnt down? And he did this little dance, like
some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward.
With a big smile on his face. Look at the little wiggle he does with his shoulders. These people lost their homes. A lot of those people don't even have fire insurance because the fire insurance pulled out of California. Like, it's all insanely mismatched.
Joe Rogan took one look at California's chaos and said, "Time to break this fake bubble of confidence." Watching it happen felt like seeing a bear argue with a coffee shop worker who thinks good vibes are government policy. Gavin's idea for fixing homelessness? Just hide it whenever tech people visit. He tried to act like California was heaven. Every cracked sidewalk meant innovation, and every tent city was vibrant. Rogan blinked and said, "Wait, is this a joke show, or do people actually run the state like a group project with no leader?" Then Gavin talked about his economic plan. Keep taxing people until they either run away or forget how to smile. His idea of an economy is like a juice cleanse. Sounds healthy, but leaves you broke, tired, and angry.
Like a bizarre... I did enjoy affecting the election.
Dude, imagine. I can imagine.
I did enjoy it because I didn't want to. I did not want to get involved in any way, shape, or form, but it got so weird.
Yeah,
Crazy.
You'd express that publicly in the past.
I was like, I don't want to have nothing. I don't want to have anything to do with it in the future. I didn't want to. I just felt sucked into it. I'm like, like we can't do this again. We can't do it with these same people that did this for 4 years, and they're gonna we're gonna do it differently now. Like what's going on? Did you see what's going on? Obviously, you've seen what's going on in California. But the governor gave this creepy fucking speech where he was talking about...
Now let's talk about Gavin's so-called green ideas. Buckle up. Gavin loves to brag that he's helping the planet, but his state runs on blackouts and false hope. He bans gas lawnmowers, while wildfires turn half the state into a fire pit. Rogan didn't even have to try. One confused look, and he said, I guess logic's on vacation. And boom, Gavin's plan went up in smoke literally. Then came the pandemic. Gavin locked the whole state like it was a scary theme park, but then went out to eat mask-free at a fancy restaurant, humming, "Rules are for peasants." Rogan, like a detective on vitamins, questioned every bit of that hypocrisy. Watching him was like seeing a lion play with noodles, powerful and funny at the same time. In the end, Gavin's morals completely fell apart. Every time he tried to look good, Rogan smacked him down with facts and simple truth until the whole illusion disappeared.
When I went there, I had a great relationship with President Xi. We got along very well. And they treated me better than anybody's ever been treated. And I said, this hair is good. Do you know they closed every factory 1 week before I got there from within 200 miles?
That's like what Gavin Newsom did when Xi Jinping came to San Francisco.
He cleaned it up.
He cleaned it up. He got rid of all the homeless
terrible
people.
in a way. To think, he cleaned it up and then it became a pigsty.
Well, the dumbest thing is he said when your friends come by, when you have visitors, you clean up your house. Like, how about just keep your fucking house clean?
Can you imagine?
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say ever as a governor as to excuse to why you finally cleaned up your homeless problem.
Then came the big escape. People are leaving California, like passengers jumping off a sinking ship. And Gavin? He's on deck, trying to fix the holes using shiny flyers and fake smiles. Rogan himself left, waving goodbye through his podcast with a smart, funny, "I'm out." He didn't just move, he escaped, dragging Gavin's failed ideas behind him like a raccoon pulling a trash can into the woods. Schools under Gavin's rule? All talk, no results. Kids can write essays about equality, but can't do basic math. Rogan laughed so hard when he saw California's justice system. It's like a playground for criminals. He said, if returning a library book late is punished more than robbing a store, maybe the system's broken. Savage, but true.
Gavin Newsom said to him?
No.
Pull that post up, Jamie. Gavin Newsom said that you shouldn't be posting this. We're going to make it illegal, and I'm going to sign a law. And he said, Professor suck.
Didn't.
Yes, he did.
Elon said that to Gavin Newsom?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I checked with renowned world authority Professor Sug on D's nuts, and he said parody is legal in America.
Now, let's talk about Gavin's personal image. He's like a living Instagram filter, shiny, smooth, and totally fake. Everything about him screams, I practiced this smile 47 times. Rogan, with his realness, muscles, and mushroom talk, looked at Gavin's fake charm and cracked it open with just one word. You can't beat a guy who can talk science 1 minute and destroy your image the next. Gavin thinks looking handsome means being a leader. He rolls up his sleeves like he's fixing a car, but he's only fixing his talking points. Rogan saw right through him. His nonsense radar works from miles away. Meanwhile, Gavin runs a state that people are running away from faster than he can make new speeches. Yet he still dreams of being president. Rogan couldn't stop laughing. Because if California is his practice run, then his presidency would be one big blooper reel.
What do you make of what Gavin Newsom is doing right now with his podcast? Because I've said I'm against conservatives going on his podcast because I think it's helping him train for 2028.
Yeah.
I don't think we should help him.
I agree completely. I didn't think that. I know. Obviously,
He's strong. Gavin Newsom's not strong. He's French laundry. He's too pretty. He's too needy of like the good opinion of people like Charlie, who I love. But like as a Democrat, you shouldn't be looking for approval from Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk. He's a little too effete.
California's transportation system? A total joke. The high speed. Train moves slower than people waiting at the DMV. Billions of dollars are gone, and all that's left is a giant ugly tract cutting through farms. Proof of bad planning. Rogan couldn't stop laughing. It's like someone inventing an underwater toaster and calling it innovation. California's projects look cool, cost a fortune, and don't work. Gavin's best skill is dodging blame like it's dodgeball, and every ball's on fire. He always says, "It's not my fault," until Rogan cuts in and says, "Dude, you are the system." He's been in power longer than some people's house payments. Gavin acts shocked when his own bad ideas backfire, like a chef surprised that pouring gas on a grill makes fire. He talks slowly and fancy, like a mix between a TED Talk and a kale commercial. Meanwhile, Californians pay $5 for gas while driving past 10 cities. What a disaster.
He is smart to start this. And the reason he's smart to start it is because he has no muscles, Emily. None. He's a sinewy little weakling when it comes to arguing any of these issues, especially cultural issues, because he, like all liberals, has never had to do it. So now he's trying to get his training, which is smart on his part, and it would be smart on the part of conservatives to say no, because they declined to help him get in shape before the big bout. We're supposed to be helping Rocky, not Drago.
And the funniest part? Gavin says all his lines with a blank face, like he's solving world problems using hashtags and old wine bottles. Meanwhile, Rogan, who's interviewed rocket scientists and even people who believe lizard people rule the moon, still thought Gavin's logic was the craziest thing he'd ever heard. Think about that. Rogan has listened to people talk about Bigfoot and flat Earth, yet Gavin's ideas made those sound smart. Gavin acts like he's the deep thinker in a movie no one understands but him. Rogan came in with sharp truth and tore through Gavin's lies, weird rules, and endless pride. It wasn't just a debate, it was a funny, beautiful takedown.
Manhattan is 14,000 acres. In LA, at least 17,000 acres have been burned to the ground, have been eliminated. I heard somebody saying it looks like Mars. You know, like it looks like surface Mars now, just burned embers. An area bigger than the island of Manhattan. Think if New York were just eliminated. It looks, forgive me, but it looks like a nuclear bomb hit the region. Just a huge swath of one of our most beautiful cities is gone. She's going. I don't know if she knows that. Gavin Newsom, same. You're F. Stop telling us about the embers in your hair. Over for you, my friend. I'm sorry, but your political career ended last week. Again, he's tending like he doesn't know it.
Gavin dodges questions like he's in a circus. Rogan just leans back with that "dude, what?" face, and suddenly, it's like watching Gavin's tower of fake words fall apart in slow motion. One wrong buzzword, and boom, everything crashes, just like his approval ratings when people can't charge their cars or even turn on a fan without the power going out. Gavin calls California a shining example, but it's more like a giant bug zapper. Bright, noisy, expensive, and dangerous. Rogan wasn't fooled. He lived there and saw it himself. It's like watching a slow-motion demolition while Gavin shouts, "We're innovating." As people pack up and leave for Texas and Florida, it's clear the California dream has turned into a farewell party.
I tell you, I don't think Gavin Newsom is the great white hope of the Democratic Party. I really don't. I don't see it happening. Am I wrong? I realize he's got the widow's peak. That's in his favor. He's got the gravelly voice. I don't think I thought Bashir could do it because he's a blue governor in a red state, Kentucky. But the more I listen to him, the more I'm like, he can't do it. He seems pathetic and weak.
In the end, Rogan didn't have to destroy Gavin. Gavin did it all by himself. He built his own failure out of bad laws, silly logic, and pure arrogance. All Rogan had to do was shine a light and ask, "You see this, right?" And everyone nodded in the dark, because the power went out again. When your state leads the nation in homelessness, high taxes, and people moving away, you don't need a comedian to make you look bad. Your policies do it for you. Gavin's big legacy? Making millions pay extra to watch their lives fall apart like a vegan salad in a hurricane. He walks around like a king of a crumbling kingdom. No plan, no clue, just fake charm until everything crashes harder than California's budget during fire season.
Here's what he found, put together after Newsom was out there claiming, never.
I hope we can really paint a picture in terms of our consciousness of how
impactful this has been on the Latinx community. Latinx and Black communities. Got politicians banning not assault rifles, but the word Latinx. They're not even serious.
So fun. Gavin, a simple Google search about yourself will serve you well before you make these sweeping claims. But on the same dishonest, disingenuous front, he tried to act like he's the reasonable one on the trans and the children issue.
Gavin still walks across the stage like he's giving a big speech to save the planet. But Rogan already gave his goodbye speech, not just for Gavin's career, but for the dream world Gavin lives in, where higher taxes, fewer freedoms, and broken roads mean progress. Rogan's roast wasn't mean, it was honest. Like telling someone they've got spinach stuck in their teeth before a TV show. But this time, the spinach was a whole failed governorship. And Gavin? He just kept smiling that weird fake smile, not realizing everyone saw through him. It's like the emperor with no clothes. Except Gavin charges people extra just to point it out. What a finish. And what a massive fall from grace.